It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Happy Winter Wednesday to everybody. I'm in cold Tennessee, Terry, and always colder than pretty much everywhere. Iowa.
Man, like I was telling you before we got on here, man, I've never been as cold in my life than the other day. The wind chill was minus 45.
When you was trying to drive somewhere, you was fixing to, like starting the car to warm it up to go? Or...
Oh, well, I had to let the dog out. And so before we got cold, we got snow. And, trying to work in shifts, it's ridiculous. Like, you have to have a snowblower, man.
Mm.
It's different out here, but they hardy folks out in the Midwest. But we doing all right. It's supposed to get cold again, but whatever. We got up to 24 degrees, so.
I bet y'all took that 24 and ran with it today.
I was like, oh, and the sun came out too. Woo! Don't tempt my tummy.
Man, unbelievable.
But we doing good, man.
That's good. We skate down here and look, and I'm just 2 hours from where I grew up, and I grew up at the base of Black Mountain. I took you up to the top of Black Mountain, highest point in the state. So we would get 6-8 inches on the regular. There's some blizzard years where we got 2 or 3 feet. And one time it hit during spring break. There's pictures of us with my sister with snow up to our waist and all that. But down here we skate. It's mild. It's barely even cold. But this year we got a little dose like everybody else. Got some single digits. Got about a foot of snow out there in the yard, and it's still lingering because it's been too cold for it to melt, because it's going to be like 8 degrees tomorrow, and I don't think it breaks 20 until next week sometime. So it's like you said before we came on, it's cold everywhere right now.
It's cold, baby. It's cold.
So we appreciate everybody being here. We courtesy of the BS3 Network, getting a little quick show in before Kentucky plays Mississippi State tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll get it in and do what we do. Just a little quick show because we come to you about every week. And Cats back home, get a chance to try to bounce back against Mississippi State. You get to see your team play football this weekend after looking down your nose at everybody else, in the Super Wild Card. So it's a lot of stuff going on.
I wasn't looking down my nose, Vinny. Let me be clear. I was not looking down my nose, okay? All I said was I didn't realize they were playing football last weekend.
Right.
Because my ESPN app said my team wasn't playing. So I thought NFL was just on a bye week. I didn't know these things.
The whole league.
And then, lo and behold, I turn it on. Shout out to the Houston Texans playing in they're back in their annual first game on Saturday day. They always play early, but
they sure do.
I mean, look, I know you're a Cowboys fan. Like we talked before we come on here, people watch us for a while. We agree on the Cats and nothing else, but you got to make a move, right? Like, can Mike McCarthy come back?
I don't think so. The past 2 losses to your 49ers, we had Zeke, when we laughed about Zeke under center, whatever that was, and then Dak and them trying to run up to the line of scrimmage and running out of time. At least those were close games. You still lost. This game against Green Bay, where the game was over at halftime, you're playing essentially a team of rookies. Aside from the running back, Aaron Jones, Jordan Love is starting his first year starting. He's doing the whole Aaron Rodgers plan. He's not a rookie, but this is his first year playing.
Right.
All those receivers are like 23, 24. Their first playoff game. So you on the road, tough place to play. maybe, make the moment too big for them. Show this little rookie what the playoffs is like. They came in and just ran roughshod over, special teams, defense, offense, did whatever they wanted to do. And like I said before he came on, the game was over at halftime. So we're regressing to what 11 games into the season. The Cowboys are 8-3, 2 games behind Philly. Everybody pretty much crowned Philadelphia then.
Oh, we don't talk about them.
And I was, the Cowboys were going to need some help. Your 49ers provided that help. That, allowed Dallas to kind of get back and tie them. We then beat them head to head, and then we had the same record. But, Philadelphia still got this easy schedule. They got the Giants. They got the Cardinals. They got pushovers. The Cowboys got to play Detroit and got to do this and that. We got a gift against Detroit. And then Philadelphia wet the bed against the Giants and the Cardinals. So we win the division. We're 2 seed. We home until we have to see y'all. The path, we can flash back to what we agreed on. Kentucky has to just beat Kansas State, and then the path opens up in the bracket in the tournament.
Yeah.
Cowboys are 2 seed. We chilling. We got an inexperienced Green Bay team in. The path is there, and to just get punked, I'm just sitting there looking at the TV like this. I mean, I'm just kind of numb. I'm just like you said before we came on. You know what it's like to see a team get rolled. You're just sitting there in shock. Like, are we? It's really happening.
Luckily, it hasn't happened a lot with my 49ers. We've lost, but they've really been some close games that we've lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, Brock Purdy goes out, and I'm like, well, that's a wrap,
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't even know who the backup to the backup quarterback was, and they were like Josh Johnson. I was like, he's played for all 30 NFL teams. Like, who? And then he got concussion, so it's like, all right, well, that's a wrap. And then the year before, Jimmy G went full Jimmy G in the fourth quarter against the Rams, and but it really brought me back to, this is going back a little bit, the 2008 finals, game 6, those Kevin Garnett Celtics against the Lakers. And I think that the Celtics were up like 25 going into the second quarter. Like, it was never a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there. I think we were on vacation at the time. I sat there and watched the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
My first wife was like, no, I got to sit here. Got to watch it. Got to watch it. Where it's just like, this is just a full system failure.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a full system failure, the coach got to go. I mean, that's the thing is, it's going to sound weird, but Mike McCarthy got to go, and Philadelphia coach got to go. Like, we have never seen a team get to 10-1 and just fall off, right?
Cliff.
I think they were favored against Tampa Bay, but wasn't nobody beforehand talking about there was no surprise that Tampa Bay was stomping them. You can't go from Super Bowl appearance to 11-1 or 10-1, whatever it was. And look,
did Jalen Hurts win MVP last year?
I don't know who won the MVP. I have to look that up. I don't know.
He was in the running.
He was in the hunt.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because I mean, the Chiefs won it again or whatever and beat the Eagles. I don't really keep up with that, but I'm
okay. I'm Googling this in real time. So last year's winner, it was Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick got it. Okay.
So, but Hurts, I think, was up there, right?
Yeah.
So you come off of that Super Bowl appearance.
Yo.
you start out strong,
Mm-hmm.
even though to get to those 10 wins, they had to scrape by against some really bad teams.
Sure did.
At no point did it look like Philadelphia was like, oh, we're here, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they had all that noise going up against the 49ers.
Right.
Debo said, and he named their secondary, they are trash. He said, he called them out by name, trash. And then he catches 3 touchdowns. Look, I don't know what happened. This is going to be a phenomenal thing to go back and look at.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened in the second quarter of the San Francisco game, absolutely just the Eagles were never the same.
Yeah.
They held San Francisco to -2 yards in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the day I went to that G League basketball game.
Okay.
And I'm watching like, oh my goodness. And it's looking bad. I'm like, oh, okay. And then whatever happened, my Niners are like, oh yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
And they whop,
Mm-hmm.
couple punches,
Mm-hmm.
and that just shattered everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like what happened to Mike Tyson's career. Once he got caught by Buster Douglas, it was never the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was just never the same.
Yeah.
And it's weird because Philadelphia didn't win.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who it was talking about. Well, the Eagles look like they can just turn it on when they want to. After one Super Bowl, like you one Super Bowl appearance, that's nothing. Like, what are you talking about?
Some of their players even said that.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
They're trying to spin it at this point.
Right. Like, well, yeah, we'll be all right. Well, no.
They switched defensive coordinators. They was doing all kind of desperate stuff, grabbing the straws.
And just it was all panic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a complete system failure like that, again, head coach got to go.
Yeah.
I don't know who you bring in.
Right.
Do you bring in a Harbaugh to Dallas or to Philly, to Dallas or Philly? I don't know. I mean, I don't think Belichick would work down in Dallas.
Nah, he ain't trying to.
No, because
he was sick and tired of Robert Kraft, and Kraft didn't really even meddle.
Right. So I don't know how that happens, but complete system failure on all the NFC East, which I told you about. I tweeted about. I love the NFC East. Washington fans and Giant fans watching from the couches had all kinds of jokes for the Cowboys and the Eagles. That's what I love about it, man. No days off.
Yeah.
A 4-win team talking trash. Love it. Love it.
And they, they beat Philly down, I guess, in the last game. You probably should have beat them the first time they played them. You mentioned they squeaked by. Washington took them to overtime.
Yeah.
When they were 10-1, that one loss was to the Jets, who were god awful.
Yeah.
So it's been
the warning signs were there. You can only do smoke and mirrors for so long.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. It's 68. Well, awesome. Awesome for you, Michelle. Thank you for tuning in and telling us it's 68 where you are.
Man.
But the NFL, smoke and mirrors only last for so long.
We don't need that now. The house is already spotless from this weekend.
Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do on Saturday because the Cats play and then the Niners play. So,
what time's San Francisco?
We're the late game on Saturday.
Okay.
The 8 Eastern, 7 Central. So we're the late game on Saturday.
Okay.
Going BS3. What's up, boss man?
Boss man coming through. Appreciate it. BS3 Network.
But the NFL, like, there are some things that you have to. The thing I like about the NFL is it is really kind of a war of attrition, right? You can only do smoke and mirrors for so long, and then the cream rises to the man. I'm struggling today. Cream rises to the top as I try to speak. So, for your NFC East, they got to go different directions, man. Like that division's got huge question marks.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, for the better part of 30 years, what are y'all doing? Just what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
That just seems to be universal. The Giants, what are they doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of question marks there, but
Mm-hmm.
but looking forward to this weekend game. Obviously, I got Niners over Packers. I think Detroit. I'm looking forward to the Niners Detroit championship game in the NFC.
Ooh.
On the AFC side, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Even though this is his first road game, bring me the body. They've reached Alabama. I got no. I gotta open the casket. Open the casket. Because I think this is the opportunity that Buffalo can make that leap, or they got questions.
Yeah.
Somebody I saw on Twitter compared Josh Allen and Buffalo to your man James Harden when he was with your Rockets. Like, it looks good. There's some good numbers. There's moments that make you say, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But how the ever
Yeah.
come that postseason, what are you doing? So this is a big game for Buffalo. It's at Buffalo, but Chiefs, I got to see.
And just you have to really stop and just let it sink in that this is Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game. When
Yes.
we had his agents on before he got
Yeah.
drafted in 2016, 2017, had Lee Steinberg on here.
Mm-hmm.
You live from the Yum Center. He's been to 3 Super Bowls already, won 2, been in the AFC Championship game every single year, I think, of his career.
Yeah, I think so.
And this is the first time he's had to leave Kansas City in January for the postseason. That's insane.
It is insane. It really is. It really is. So bringing me the body, I think the Chiefs got that one. And on the other side, Baltimore.
And your former defense coordinator, right? D'Amico and CJ Stroud, man. Like only the 4th rookie head coach and quarterback to even win a playoff game. And the first one was the Cleveland Rams in 1940 something.
Yes, it goes back a ways. So I think Baltimore does it. But however, if they don't, there's going to be questions about Lamar.
Yeah.
Because he's probably going to be 2-time MVP with fewer postseason wins than Brock Purdy.
See, he's getting that Steve Nash treatment now. If it goes down.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of storylines. Look, I'm confident in my 49ers. I just am. I think, hey, just play your game plan. We got these weapons. Do it. Because like you were talking about earlier, like this is wide open. I told you last year, as the season was progressing, there was only one team I was worried about playing in the NFC, and it was Philly. And we saw what happened, right?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about these other teams
in
the NFC. Now we get to Baltimore again in the Super Bowl, but I know you take it one step at a time, whatever. But I'm feeling pretty confident, not cocky, but I'm like, we're number 1 seed for a reason.
It's Jordan Love making his 2nd playoff start, and y'all have a defense that should make him uncomfortable.
Yes.
And then on the other side, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. Y'all are familiar with both of them, but Baker was with the Rams for a minute. Baker been everywhere.
Yeah, well, we beat Tampa Bay earlier this year.
Yeah, so and y'all play golf twice a year until he got traded to Detroit. So you it's you got reason to be.
So I'm feeling confident. Look, I really, and for me, I want to win. Obviously, I'm a fan, but there's a lot of good storylines. Kate and I watched the Trent Williams documentary on Amazon and all the stuff he went through
Mm.
with the brain cancer and all that kind of stuff. And there's just a lot of good stories on the 49ers. Plus, I just want to see my team win, but I hope they do.
Yeah.
But before we sign off, I know we got to talk about the Cats.
Yes.
And not a great performance on Saturday at Texas A&M, which has been a tough place to play.
Yep.
Bizarrely. Obviously, the defense got to get a little bit better. I think this is one of those situations where we really missed Adu Thiero.
Yes.
Throwing his body and frame around.
Physicality, yep.
It reminded me of the 2015 team where it was like, we could have used Poitras. So hopefully we can get Thiero back. But again, I'm not circling the wagons. The landscape has changed in college basketball. Lots of teams are losing on the road. A lot of top teams. I think 6 out of the top 10 lost on the road last week to an unranked opponent. So whatever's ailing Kentucky's ailing a lot of these top teams. Like we are not going to see a team get through with 1 or 2 losses to a championship like that. That's not going to happen, I don't think. So you're going to get beat up. Now that being said, hey, you got to win tonight. Take care of business against Mississippi State and keep on pace to not have to play one of those early games in the SEC tournament. But they're going to be fine. The only thing I don't like is just this discourse where I see, I'm like, are you watching the games? Like, person, whatever, like, do you watch the games? Because I saw somebody say, well, like, the biggest takeaway was nobody really wanted to seize the moment against Texas A&M. Except for Rob Dillingham that hit three straight, except for that down the stretch. Nobody, like, they just need to figure it out. But they'll be fine. I'm not circling the wagons over that.
No, and the thing about it, I think we've seen enough of a sample size to say that this offense is going to be legit. I mean, all year long, they're struggling and still, dropping 85, 90 points a game, and still not really clicking and shooting lights out. Still having guys have off nights, and at Florida, second half, the game was in the 50s, and I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get to 80 tonight, and they score 87. 92 against Texas A&M. Like you said, the defense is the thing. You because offensively Texas A&M was been pretty bad, and so the fact that they hung 100 on you, that's like, ooh,
that's a yikes. But
you can't let the bad offenses get healthy on us. Like the Cubs. Your wife loved the Cubs. The Cubs, struggling on a 4 or 5 game losing streak, and then the Pirates come to town, and boom, it's 10-0 in the first inning. It's a get right, because here comes Pittsburgh. Struggling offenses shouldn't look at Kentucky defensively and be like, oh, it's a get right. And Cal and Antigua and everybody is, they're hearing about it. They're hearing about, you got to rebound, you got to stay in front of people, and they are coaching them up to the best of their ability to because you slow these guys down enough, you can score. We've seen that between the 5-8 guys, the points are going to happen. And to me, they're scoring in the half court better than they have in the past. It's not all got to be off the break in transition. They come down and run a play and still getting buckets. So it'll come, like you said. This is one of those games though, because Mississippi State, not Ole Miss. They're gonna want to try to ugly it up. They want to be physical. They want to play tough defense, and they got guys that can get on the glass, which is a weakness. So you get to test yourself again and see how much progress you made.
Yeah. So I'm still encouraged about this team. We knew losses were going to happen.
And to that point, Randy McGee on Facebook. Texas A&M had the best game against UK that they have all year, and went out the next game and lost to Arkansas, who was being god awful. So
Yeah,
you're
well,
right, Randy.
we got to get to the point though, and that's correct. A&M did have, but you and I have seen enough Kentucky basketball where we've seen teams have these out of body experience nights, and Kentucky still wins. Like that's the point that we've got to get back to. You know, that's the next hump to get that real swagger back. It's like, oh yeah, y'all can have a career night,
Yo.
but that's not going to be enough. And that, I hope we get that back because we've seen it over the years. Like, hey, you can play an A game, but you're not beating Kentucky.
And a couple more stops. That's
Yeah.
all they need.
Yeah.
When it was, I think it was 65-58, somewhere along in there. And, every coach will say, it's not a complete possession. It's not a stop until you secure defensive rebound. They forced a missed shot. Texas A&M back taps it to, I think, the lefty, Radford or whatever.
Yeah.
And he hits the three, and it's a 4-point game instead of us going down to try to go up 9 or 10. And from that point on, it was a game the rest of the way. If they score and go up 9, I think we break them, kind of like your Niners broke the Eagles, because but just didn't get that rebound. They hit a shot. It's a 5-point, 6-point swing or whatever, and then it came back to bite them. But yeah, just a couple more stops because we proven we get the possessions, the points will come.
Oh yeah, we just got to dig in a little bit. So I'm still confident in that. We'll see how it goes tonight, but yeah, we'll be fine.
Boaz saying what you said earlier, missing a dude, the toughness, the grit, and he's not scared to stick his nose in there and mix it up, and he's physical too. Probably the most physical dude on the squad. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. So we definitely, I see he's not playing tonight, and that's going to be a big thing. But we got to get him back if this team is going to be special. You need a physical guy, and it doesn't even have to be like a big. You just need somebody to be physical, like an MKG, right? That just someone big and physical, like
It could be Edwards could step into that too. I mean, he could.
Yeah, we need him to get him going.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I'm still encouraged by what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and too, flipping to the NBA, Michelle says too the prayers to the Golden State Warriors losing the assistant coach.
Yeah, I saw that.
Same age as us, man. 46, born in
77.
Yeah. So just out of the blue, just to get sick like that and be serious, scary, and then he's passed away. So appreciate you mentioning that, Michelle. What do you think the score is tonight? They're up. You factor in they might, hit 6-7 shots, so they wouldn't hit. They play somebody else.
I think the Cats win 10-12. I feel pretty comfortable about that.
Yeah, that sounds like an 85-73, something like that.
I think it'll be a pretty comfortable. So hopefully I don't have to start cleaning, but if I do, I do.
I think we will be focused and determined tonight. I think Edwards is due for big. Yo, he's
Edwards has been showing some. Yeah, he's showing some flashes. He's getting there. I just think that when it comes to freshmen, we have been spoiled.
That's true.
And what we're seeing Justin Edwards go through is your typical freshman. It takes a while to get it. We've just been spoiled because we've had a lot of dudes hit the ground running.
Yeah. 96-77.
Oh. Mm-hmm. We'll see. I it's going to be interesting to see how disciplined Mississippi State can be, because playing at that fast pace, that's very inducing. You can be seduced by that, and then the next thing you know, you're trading baskets, but you can't keep up with what Kentucky's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to play discipline to do that. So I don't know. I've not seen enough Mississippi State to know, is that something they can really pull off? Yeah. Cats at home. I'll give me the Cats.
I guess it was last week when we were on here when they jumped on Tennessee. That was in Starkville though. They got a big lead on Tennessee. and held on. Tennessee came back and tied it in the second half, but Mississippi State won like 77-72 or something like that. So, but this is not in Starkville. This is in Rupp. So as long as the Cats come out and, don't take them lightly, because handle your business and just go beat the team that you're supposed to beat. Like, I believe they'll bounce back and beat these Bulldogs tonight. And then you got the Georgia Bulldogs coming in this weekend. So got all the Bulldogs coming in this week and got a chance to go 2-0 for the week at home.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Niners Packers, from my standpoint, one of them will lose. So that'll be good. If it's Packers lose, Niners lose, get one of them up out of there. But I hope you get to enjoy the game and don't have to clean for you. So you hope your Niners come out and do them like they do them every time they play the Packers in the playoffs.
That's what I put on the timeline the other day. Last time the Packers and Niners played in the playoffs, that's when I made the fan video.
Yeah, and 10th time y'all playing each other, most all time. That's wow. So we'll see what happens. See what we're talking about next Wednesday. See if y'all in the NFC Championship game. And appreciate everybody watching our little quick pre-show. Appreciate the people on Facebook that if y'all checking us out for the first time. Boaz and Randy.
We appreciate it.
Don't stay in front of our players. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Wednesday and get those old aluminum off their butts and make it laugh. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we know what the upper level is gonna be doing. But
absolutely,
that low level, yeah. But appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you, TV. Appreciate Ben Sutherland, BS3 Network. Y'all tune back in. We'll be live next Wednesday right here doing the same thing. Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, follow, tell all your Big Blue Nation friends, and come through and comment just like y'all did tonight. We'll see y'all next week. Been a little quick pre-show, Cats Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network. For TB, this is Vinny, and we are out. Thanks for watching, y'all.